Breaking news here on Martyn Lucas Investor. Yes, I know I'm wearing a red shirt because it's celebration day today. It's the last live stream I'll be doing for a month. I'll be back in November. But the news is today, Rocket Lab, and I want to make this video, especially for one of my members who's been there since day one, Mike, and he would love some good news for Rocket Lab as an investor of Rocket Lab. It's up today, another 12%. We've seen such a rally recently on Rocket Lab. We can see it's up 27% this week, 1 month up 56%, 3 months 103%, need I go on? Everything's looking good. However, why is it up? Very limited news around, but I will give you some of it. Please tap the like button if you like this news and consider subscribing. If you look around, it's hard to find out why it's up. There is some news around there, but there's a couple of things I think that have pointed to it. In third place, the least important news, perhaps, but it is it's just being talked about. It's been out for a while, but it's now being picked up today. And that is this. This is the first news. The CHIPS Act from the government. So Lero, a subsidiary of Rocket Lab, signed a non-binding preliminary memorandum of terms with the US government of commerce to receive up to 23.9 million in direct funding on June the 11th. That was a while ago. We're now in September, but that's getting attention now because the government are implementing that now. So a subsidiary of Rocket Lab is about to receive 23 million. I think that's in third place for the news this morning. So that's some good news, but I don't think that's the massive driver. There's that. There's some other news as well, and that is we've now got a price target raised from $4 to $8. So obviously that's a double, very bullish new price target there. That's driven the stock up to 963. So there could be some massive profit taking here today. Don't be surprised if the company tried to get some money out of this by dilution. Don't be surprised, but there is some profit taking going on right now. You can see it as I'm talking about it. It's happening, but probably in first place, the most significant news doesn't normally drive the stock this much. We've had such a good rally. I think it's a combination of the price targets. We've got the economies around the world improving. We've got inflation being virtually beaten today. We've just covered CPI. That looked great. We're virtually at the 2%. If you measure forward indicators, not backward indicators, we are there. I've been saying for a couple of months we're already beaten on inflation. So that's now being realized in the markets. Markets are all up today. 3x by the end of the decade on the S&P. Everyone's super bullish now. Everyone's buying everything. So the whole industry is up, and space and all that is the future. And people know that this is a future great business. So people are probably just getting on the whole gravy train now. But news like I'm about to show you now doesn't normally pump the stock this much, but I think add to everything else, rates coming down, borrowing money, the cost of borrowing is coming down, people buying Chinese stimulus, Fed rate reduction, all this kind of stuff is all part of it. Everything's up right now. And people are going to the stocks they think can move the most, the smaller caps like this, to move the most, the lowest price stocks. But overall, this is probably the driving force. Add the fuel on the fire. We've got Rocket Lab complete second spacecraft for Varda Space Industries, advancing in space manufacturing. This is it here. I love it. I love how it's got a little sticker: remove before flight. Like when you buy a new car or like a new phone, and it says peel off the sticker before you use it. They even do that in space. Take off the sticker before you remove before flight. We just want to make sure that you get a nice shiny spacecraft. You know what I mean? But once you're ready to take off and explode it with fire and stuff and fly through space, crashing into space junk, you might want to remove the sticker. Anyway, I thought that was funny. But anyway, let me just read this to you. I'll just bring it into focus a little bit better. Is that better? That's as big as I can get it. Rocket Lab, a global leader in launch services and space systems, has completed testing and integration of its second Pioneer spacecraft for Varda Space Industries, the world's first in-space pharmaceutical processing and hypersonic Earth re-entry logistics company. You know what that is? You know what that means? Haven't got a clue. Sounds good though. You've got space in there. You've got hypersonic in there. You've got pharmaceutical. Got some good words in there. Sounds good. I'd buy it. Rocket Lab's first Pioneer spacecraft for Varda has launched. Mike's going, that's why I bought it. I just randomly bought it. I mean, those words sound great to me. Was launched in June 2023. Varda successfully crystallized the HIV drug ritonavir while on orbit, and Rocket Lab and Varda successfully landed the re-entry capsule in the Utah desert in February 2024. The company is now preparing Varda's second mission, during which Rocket Lab and Varda will once again conduct in-space operations, re-entry positioning maneuvers, and deorbiting to recover Varda's capsule. Varda received permission from the FAA under a Part 450 license earlier this month, making them the only company to ever secure a second re-entry license. This is what's driving the news. This is giving confidence in the future of space, I think, as a general term. Designed and built at Rocket Lab's spacecraft production complex and headquarters in Long Beach, California, the Pioneer spacecraft will provide power, communications, propulsion, and attitude control for Varda's 120-kilogram re-entry capsule. Each Pioneer spacecraft leverages the company's vertically integrated spacecraft components and subsystems, including star trackers, reaction wheels, solar panels, flight software, and radios. By leveraging Rocket Lab's vertical integration approach to spacecraft production, we can rapidly develop and deliver the highly capable and reliable spacecraft that Varda needs for their mission, said Rocket Lab founder and CEO Sir Peter Beck. This close collaboration allows us to push the boundaries of innovation, enabling Varda to create high-value products in microgravity and bring them back to Earth. We're excited to work alongside Varda as they revolutionize manufacturing processes and open new markets through space. Our partnership with Rocket Lab demonstrates the power of calibration to involve the orbital economy, said Varda CEO co-founder Will Brewy. Each re-entry is a remarkable milestone that paves the way for future innovations, and the day when re-entry is as common as launch. Rocket Lab's Pioneer spacecraft is a flight-proven, highly configurable, medium Delta V platform designed to support large payloads, re-entry capabilities, and dynamic space operations. Okay, wonderful stuff. I think that, with everything else that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, is driving up Rocket Lab today. There could be some profit taking. There could even be dilution. The company could go, wow, we've risen a lot here. Let's take some money to build out the business. So be very careful. Great if you bought it at 4. I wouldn't do anything. I would just own it. It's a great company. It's going to go up and up over the next 10 years. It's a long-term investment. This is one absolutely for the future. I would absolutely be keeping this, holding on to it. But there it is, our little Electron rocket ship going up, and I'm sure it'll go all the way up into space and meet our man as he steps down and says, "It's one giant step for man." No, that's wrong, isn't it? One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Yeah, that's better. Absolutely. There he is. And if you look very closely, you will see me in the mirror of the helmet. Oh, yeah. Have you looked closely? I bet you haven't, have you? I bet you've never paid attention. Anyway, there you go. There we are on the way to the moon today. And you can see the rockets are going up. We're all making money. Very, very happy, particularly for my mate Mike, who's been waiting for a stock to boom for ages. So there we go. Very, very nice indeed. Rocket Lab. Own it. Don't trade it. You can now afford for this to rally. I'm sure that the stock has a great future. If you bought it at $4, I think it was $3.55 is when we found the bottom with this. Many of you did buy it at that level. Now you're up nearly 4x. Just let it ride. It can afford to trim. It can afford to dilute. Don't chase it. However, just sit there and relax and let it do its thing. Rocket Lab, I'm sure, has a great future. Click above my head for all the links down below in the description. Here is the full playlist of Rocket Lab. You can see all the information, earnings, updates, full analysis, technicals, charts. It's all in that playlist. Down here, you'll see the psychology of investing. I just recorded a video. Cash is most certainly not king. You should go and watch it now because, well, I don't know. I'll earn 1 cent per person if you do. There's the truth. I'll earn 1 cent per person if you do. You might learn something too, or you might find it entertaining. Till next time, as always, maybe a bit of both. Take care of yourselves and each other.